Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Suez Canal and how the cargo ship got held up for 6 days, blocking the passage and not being able to offload any of its goods. How is this going to impact the stock market or any retailer in general? Supposedly, it's going to take years to recover just from this one incident. Stay with me. So I found this interesting article about no toilet paper again. Brace yourself for a new wave of shortage, not because of the situation that we went through last year in 2020, but more because of the current situation that we're going through or we just recovered from, which is the cargo ship being stuck in the Suez Canal for 6 days. Very interesting. No one actually expected that. I'm not even sure how the ship became in that position, which is pretty interesting and entertaining at the same time. At least no one got hurt, okay? Now, the other thing was, it is a huge ship. Someone compared vertically wise, the ship is about the length of the Empire State Building. As in regards to height, that's a pretty big building in general in contrast, and obviously the ship pretty big as well, which even more shocking to me, knowing of a ship that size is actually floating and holding that much cargo is just insanely interesting as a space shuttle flying outer space. A ship of that caliber. There's a whole bunch of cargo on this ship will affect the economy. Now, that's all goods, meaning, and there's a wide range of goods here, including cars, clothing, toys, raw materials, shipping the containers. So manufacturers are having difficulty getting their goods to the market. In relation to that, you have to take in consideration that it's not that we lost anything. So imagine if the ship sunk or something, then we have a catastrophe. But the fact that it was just delayed, it's just consumers are buying things daily, right? I mean, every second, imagine the amount of goods that are being sold on Amazon. So will this affect Amazon stocks? Possibly if they don't have enough inventory. But most companies stock up beforehand. But we're talking about big franchises, Target, Walmart, Amazon. Well, Amazon probably doesn't even carry anything specific. They rely on the actual direct retailers that actually house the goods. Who gets affected mainly? Maybe the mom and pop shops or the smaller franchises there's a lot of stores in New York City that do not have storage space to house all these goods, replenish as they need it. With that being said, there's a lot of stores that sell toilet paper and not just the big brands, not the big companies. They're going to get affected. They're not going to have this inventory now. Not that they're not going to receive it, they're just not going to have it in time, or they just have limited supplies until everything clear custom and they verify it and it gets delivered. So, the whole process behind making deliveries once these cargo ship arrive to the docks. Coffee is one. We're going to get a shortage of coffee. I don't know who specifically in the coffee industry that's going to get affected. Is it the big brands? Is it the homemade ones? Or a combination of everything? So far right now, I still have coffee, and just even myself at home, I stock up on coffee. It's not like I go out every week to buy another bottle of coffee, which is like instant coffee. I don't even have a machine. Let's see. Suez Canal blockage has stalled some shipment of coffee, specifically the type used to make instant coffee like Nescafe. Okay, so they're very direct. At least they know which one is being affected in particular. So that doesn't stop your Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, hopefully, right? So let's see. So a scarcity of beans could be felt as coffee shops are in supermarkets. Okay. Be sure to use the app that rewards cash back on your grocery shopping. Okay, now this is just strictly advertisement. All right, I'm not even going to look at that. So furniture. IKEA going to be affected? No. It says here, deliveries of furniture are being affected by shipment industry issues. Lazy Boy recently said on an earnings call that customers can expect to wait for their new sofa and chairs anywhere from 5 to 9 months after placing their order because of this current situation. You have to remember, a ship of this size needs time to unload and then distribute it, check customs, and all that other good things. They have to make sure that nothing illegal is getting in. It's just a process. 6 days out of that has obviously held up all that backlog of processing. 1 day could equivalent to 1 month in time wise. That being said, that's furniture. Cheese. Now, if your supermarket still has, obviously, then in good position, but as each day goes by and people are consuming and buying, so there may be a period of time where they're not going to have it in stock in time if you want to make your homemade pizza or you make your sandwiches. So who's getting affected by this? Wholesale club chain Costco recently blamed the shortage of imported cheese on a shipping container shortfall. So Costco obviously has a large consumer base. If they don't get this in time, they're going to run out of cheese. Not the worst thing in the world, but to some people maybe very critical with their cheese. Stay ahead and shop smart. In short, was couple of the things, but obviously there's a lot more on this container is going to affect the economy in a short period. It's not like we lost anything. It's just delayed. There's no shortage of anything. It's just a current shortage because they can't stock it on the shelves in time. So that's a whole different story. If this shipping container was, pirates jumped on and stole the ship and went over somewhere else and ended up hoarding all this whatever goods are on this boat, that would have been a different story. Now that would have been a really interesting story if that was the case. The fact that a stuck ship sort of reminds me of when Austin Powers, he got that little luggage cart got stuck, in the hallway. If you guys remember what I'm talking about, I'll probably reference that as well in the video. But overall, I think, we will experience some shortages. I think earnings will be a little shot, for the first quarter or second quarter. We're actually going towards the second quarter of the year. That's going to reflect on some of the consumers, retailers. And I think, the fact that they mention Nescafe, they mentioned Lazy Boy, and they mentioned Costco. So obviously, they're not the only three that's going to get affected. There's going to be a lot of other, big wholesalers and redistributing to the smaller retailers. They're going to get affected as well. But, not everyone's going to get mentioned. You're just going to experience it when you go to the store, whether it's the local store around your corner, around your house, or you go to the multi-chain Walgreens, CVS, or whatever it is. They might not have everything in stock as you need it. Then you may have to jump from store to store to see who still has it in stock or if they haven't sold out yet. So there is going to be some recovery time that's required of this. Nothing to be worried about because nothing was lost. Nothing was stolen. I think we're in good standings. I just wanted to come here, relay that information because I just found some of this to be really interesting and it was just my take. So I found this story to be really interesting, that the fact that, 6 days of holding up in the Suez Canal is equivalent to a few years of backlog and getting this stuff out back into the market. I want to thank you guys for being here with me. I appreciate you. If you can comment, like, and subscribe and share this video if you found it interesting enough. Thank you. Bye.